Yes, guys. Yes, people. Big up everybody that's locked in. We're back. The timer intro is back as well. I've fucking missed that. Won't lie. Such a good tune. Big up everybody that's in here, though. Hit the like button. Subscribe. We're going to go into some transfer news. We're going to be doing updates on Enzo Fernandez, Jorginho, and N'Golo Kante's contract situation. We're going to be talking about right backs because apparently we might not be going for one in January. I don't know how we watched that Forest game and decide we don't need a right back, but cool. Well, I don't even think it's a case that we don't need a right back. Apparently, it's just going to be very hard to bring one in, but I think that's a load of bollocks, personally. I don't really care. I don't want to see Aspi as a number 2 option for us in 2023, but we'll get into that. Big up everybody that's locked in, though. Like, subscribe, all of that. You already know. Hit the bell notification button if you want to be the first to know whenever we release any new content. Check out Jerseys FC down in the description below for all your best affordable football kits. Again, they have asked me to show you guys a few of them. So they're doing kits from last season. You can get name print on the back as well. We've gone for Jorginho. We can also get World Cup kits still on sale. Got me a nice little Belgium kit with the GOAT on the back. As always, big up Eden. Big up Eden. What else we got? Got a Brazil kit. Got a Brazil kit. You can get the Brazil kit on there too. Printing on the back as well. Got Thiago Silva, another GOAT on the back. Chelsea kits from this season. Got the away kit. Where the fuck did I drop the home kit? Yeah, the home kit's here as well. It's just a bit of a fucking mess. But yeah, get it all on Jerseys FC and use the code CarefreeLewisG for 20% off. Let me see what everyone's saying because I know I'm going to be behind on the chat very early. Over 250 of you in here already, though. Fucking hell, we got back up onto the algorithm. Big up all you, man. We have got out of the desert that was World Cup content, and we are back to club content, and we're back on the grind again. You love to see it. Big up everybody that's in here, though. Hit the likes. Let's get to 100. There is no reason why we shouldn't be on 100. We're on 71 already. And that's a very good work rate from you guys. It's usually a lot lower than that. But I still want more. I'm never satisfied. I want more. Rise it up, people. Man said Johnny's chat. Yeah, why was I getting timed out so much? Can't be fucking ass, but I shouldn't really expect too much. There's some sensitive ass mods in that channel. Big up Johnny, as always. Johnny's my guy. But some of those mods, man, fucking ridiculous. Horizont said a lot in there. I don't think Enzo will be done. Nah, Enzo's going to happen. Don't get shook because we're hearing a bunch of different news from different sources. The majority of people are saying that the Enzo deal is likely to happen, and I don't think we've got any strong competitors. It's just a case of agreeing, I think, personal terms. What else is there? Personal terms. No, it's just a medical and official confirmations that's needed. Fees been agreed, installment plans been agreed, and the terms have been agreed. So it's just about the medical, just about a few little bits and pieces of paperwork, and it will happen. So don't worry. Don't worry. This Rui Costa guy from Benfica is 100% giving me Monchi vibes from Sevilla. This Enzo deal feels like the Kunde deal, but who's going to swipe in and take him? That's the difference. Everyone's complaining about why are we not getting a right back. I'll get into that in a little sec, but that was reported by The Athletic, Simon Johnson and Liam Toomey. But I'll get into that a bit later on into the stream. Let me start that though. Big up Lewis, not happy that we aim to replacing Aspi. If we don't in January, like anyone who even has the faintest hope for top 4 needs to just give it up. Or even top 6. Because we're just going to rush Reece James back from injury again. We're just going to send him back onto the injury table again. And then we're going to have to rely on Aspi again. So I don't know what the plan is. We have to get a right back in. It's not a case of wait till the summer or not. It's no, get him in now. We are struggling already as it is. It's ridiculous if we don't bring in a right back. It's absolutely ridiculous. Even a short-term 6-month option, I don't care. You need a right back. At this stage, it's likely that Benfica do not want to be seen as pushovers in negotiations, and Chelsea don't want to make it seem like they'll just pay up in full whenever they... Well, they've already agreed on installments anyway, but Benfica don't look like pushovers. They've literally said that they want their amount and that's it, and no one else has come near to it except for Chelsea. So I don't think they look like pushovers in this situation anyway. Chelsea might look to sign another midfielder in January as well as Enzo. Been told about one player that Chelsea is still good. That's good anyway, because our midfield ain't good enough. Even if you look at the depth, it's not good enough. Ruben ain't good enough. Gallagher ain't good enough. Kante ain't fit enough. Jorginho ain't good enough. It's just Kova. Mount ain't good enough. So yeah, if we're going in for two midfielders, that's fine. I've heard that we still have interest in Declan Rice, and we could potentially be looking to get him in the summer. I'm fine with that. Rice and Fernandez, I've warmed up to that a little bit more. We still need to be in a three-man midfield, but there'd be a sitter behind the two of them, and I'd be fine with that. But yeah, I don't mind us going in for midfielders. I just want us to get in a right back as well. Goalkeeper, I don't mind. We can run with Kepa until the end of the season. He's done enough to justify that. That's not too much of a priority for us. Right back, though, that is a big, big issue for us. How you're letting 19th place Nottingham Forest can expose our right back like that. Imagine what a better team can do. I'm not here for it. Not here for it. Pedro Porro, that's a good shout. We're linked with Juranovic as well, but I think Celtic have said no to that. I still think we could press them a little bit more for him, though. Who else? Malo Gusto, that's a favourite for me. Frimpong, there's options there. Even like Brick Freeze, you could go for him if you want. But seriously, we cannot just be sticking with Aspi and Reece James. It's not adequate replacement for him. Doesn't even have to be that great going forward. If he's defensively sound, I'm fine with it. But there just needs to be discernible attributes. They need to at least be able to move around the pitch effectively enough. What else is everyone saying? Big up, Lewis. Listen, this Enzo deal is done. Benfica are just trying to get their replacements in. Yeah, I did read that one as well. Let me just go through the Enzo stuff. Well, the latest Enzo updates. I saw the Felix Johnson article towards the end of my last stream, but I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't know about the legitimacy of it. But it seems to be correct. The fee will be set at 127 million euros. Chelsea will pay this in 3 installments, around 40 million euros each, in order to buy as soon as possible. Enzo Fernandez is now close to signing with Chelsea. Talks between the parties are at an advanced stage. And Benfica are closing in on Enzo Fernandez's replacement, coming from Argentina as well. The guy's name is Carlos Alcaraz, and the fee will be around 16 to 17 million. Anyway, we might as well go for him too, because he's going to be worth 100 mil in about 3 years. But yeah, we look, it's continuing to develop. Most things have been agreed except medical and official confirmations, but there's agreement on fee, there's an agreement on personal terms, although we haven't been given a number in terms of that. But yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. I haven't heard of another club that's as deep in negotiations as we are. So I'm not that shook. I don't understand why a lot of us would be. Let me know in the comment section if you guys are worried and why. If it's about the price tag, that I could understand. It does feel like a flavor of the month transfer. It is an expensive transfer, and we know what our record is like with that, but it's also a profile of player that we desperately need. It's a player who has been looked at before he went to Benfica, and has literally already won Young Player of the Tournament. He's a quality player that would instantly improve our squad. So I'm fine with it. I think it's a very good long-term investment for us. And it's also a good barometer to judge the way we look at players and our transfer activity and compare it to the old regime, if you get what I mean. Because the old regime, they picked more flavor of the month without even asking the manager's approval on it or not. We're doing this with the manager's approval. We're doing this with data and analytical searches on players. Let's see how Enzo Fernandez does when he comes into England. Let's see how the rest of the other new signings do when they come into England as well. And then we use that to judge our faith in the new infrastructure. That's the way I see it. Let me scroll down a little bit because, again, I'm a bit late. Big up everybody that's in here, though. Man said the timer intro and Chelsea start winning again. But, I mean, we do have City next, so I doubt that. But we will see, bro. We'll see. Benfica, I think have agreed. Yeah, Benfica have agreed to the deal. I think it's just a case of the medical and I'm guessing some other little bits and pieces that haven't been mentioned yet. But that's about it. Everyone in the comment section is still going about the right back stuff. Yeah, I get you guys. If we don't get a right back, I'll be as pissed off as you lot. But it's also the 3rd of January, so I'm not going to jump to conclusions on that just yet. But I don't like seeing that. No right back in January. Asby's getting cooked in both bad. Bro, fuck the City game. Palace will cook. Liverpool will cook. Fulham. Oh, a Willian v Asby, bro. That's going to be like Ric Flair v Hogan. That, like, in present day. That's going to be rough. Well, at least he could probably do a job against Willian. Maybe. I hope so. Willian probably does a job against himself. Lewis, I think if we don't get a right back this window, I'm somehow happy because nobody on the market are at least on the level with good backups. Plus, nobody wants to overpay. Leon, I'm not going to sell Malo Gusto. See, I get what you're saying, but it's a case of two minds. Like, if there's no other discernible options, is that still better for us to keep Asby and to have him as a number 2 option for us? Because we clearly dip off whenever Reece James is out of the squad. I don't know. I feel like if somebody was out there on the cheap who could at least be like a band-aid on the right back position when Reece James is out, it would be better for us because Asby just doesn't work. Not in 2023. I still think it's a bit more important for us to just have somebody in that position. Even if they're not as well-rounded as a Reece James is, if they have attributes that we can work with, then we could potentially be able to play in a way that hides all of those bad parts of his game. But let's see. Fee agreed, but the structure ain't completed. Okay, so that's part of the little bits and pieces that we're missing. What else is everyone saying? Lewis, if we lose our next 3 games, which is very likely, Potter is not going anyway. But if we lose to Man City twice, then Potter needs to go. Like, I don't understand that. Does the price for Rice drop if West Ham get relegated? Yeah, but I doubt they're probably going to get relegated. I'd be surprised. Where are they in the table, though? Are they in the relegation zone? The 17th. And it's only goal difference that separates them. If West Ham go down, that would be ridiculous. From 7th all the way to relegation. Still would love it, though. Fuck West Ham. But that's ridiculous. Zaharian news has gone quiet. It has gone quiet. I haven't got anything for you guys on that. I saw a few people asking earlier. I haven't heard anything in the last week or two. Maybe Alex has. I don't know. I'll ask when I send the link out to the panel, but I haven't heard anything just yet. Lewis, give us your midfield free going forward. All depends on transfers, really. Enzo, Rice, get me someone who could sit. And yeah, that's my midfield free. And I'm happy. Lewis Porro is not better than Gusto, Frimpong, plus the price tag is too much for a backer. I haven't really seen how much they're asking for Porro and Frimpong, so I'll take your word for that one. Oh, Jesters wants a link. Cool, I'll send the link in a little sec. Big up Ryan, my guy. I hope you're good. What else? Alright, cool. I think we did put a right back in the first team from the development squad, and he's wearing number 2. I don't even recall the name. What else do we have? There was the Rafael Leao stuff. Rafael Leao is close to signing a new deal, especially because Chelsea decided to invest in Enzo Fernandez instead of him. That's from DiMarzio. And I was very surprised at this because from the sounds of it, it sounds like he thinks we were going to go for Leao in January, and that's just unrealistic. I don't understand where we would have been able to get him and how we would have been able to prize him from AC Milan. If we were going in for anybody from Milan, I thought it would have been Benacer. And then we used that as a potential to open Leao talks for the summer. I don't know. If he wants to sign a new deal with AC Milan, fair play to him. We have other priorities than getting wingers right now. it would be nice to bring him into the team. I do think he would be a very strong addition for us, but we don't, not for right now. And I also think we'd have to spend a lot more to get him in now as opposed to getting him in the summer when he has 1 year left on his deal. So if he ends up re-signing, it's a little bit impatient from him, but fair enough. Fair enough. But that's come completely out of the blue. I thought with the way Leao's moving, I thought with the way Chelsea's moving, this was going to be all something that builds into the summer. And then in the summer, we go for a big push for Rafael Leao. Doing it now doesn't make sense. We have way too many areas of our squad to focus on to even look at bringing in another winger. Doesn't make sense for us right now. But let me know what you guys are saying. Let me know what you guys are saying. Maatsen scored. I haven't seen too much on Maatsen, but I know he's having a very good season with Burnley. Got nearly 600 of you guys in here. Fucking hell, guys. Let's get to 200 likes. Let's get to 200 likes. We can do that. Everybody, hit the like button. Hit the like button right now, people. His name's Derek Abu. I haven't even seen him play once. Cool. Maybe he'd be better than Aspie. I don't know. I feel like a Cobham sexual even saying that. I've never heard of this guy in my life. Derek Abu. And we put him in the first team. No way. Yeah, that don't make sense. That don't make sense. You guys slander Ruben and want Benacer and just... Bro, that was an injury-prone Milan side. Come on, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Lewis, I don't really rate Leao like everyone else. I see his bigger... So do I, but I also think his dribbling and his finishing is that good that he could... Like, Scott said it perfectly. He's that good of a forward that he probably takes a defender or two away with him, and it brings out space for other forwards to thrive. So I could see that work in that aspect. I do think he'd struggle with low blocks, and I do think he has to adapt to the intensity of the league, as well as the lack of space that some teams will give you as well. But I also wouldn't write him off immediately. I do think he could adjust. I do think he has the build as well to thrive in the Premier League. Work rate will let him down and everything like that, but we're also not really work rate merchants. If he's that good enough on the ball, there's other players that can that can do all the hard leg work for him, and that would be fine. So all depends on the price. All depends on the priority. Right now, it's not a priority for us. We don't need to go for Leao in January. That's not going to change nothing for us. We need to sort out our midfield first. We need to get a right back first. That's it. That's it. Big up, Cuzzy. Big up, my guy. So, Lewis, if we didn't get Leao, we must have alternatives. We must have. Like, we've seen Vivell come in, and then we've completely changed our stance on a lot of players. So there must be other alternatives. I know you might have a couple names because you're literally a scout, but I haven't got them right now. I haven't done my research. But yeah, if you have anyone that you want to bring up, let me know, bro. Let me know. Lukaku permanent sale for Dumfries. If that would be, I was gonna say a dream, but they don't really rate Dumfries like that anyway. 40 mil for Dumfries. Not really too keen on that, but we do just need to fill the position with a number 2. So, yeah. I don't know. There's got to be other options than Dumfries. On the cheap as well. Derek Abu is the one that's also doing music. What? Doing music? Alright, whatever. I don't even know. I don't know. Just on the right back stuff, because I didn't say it, but Liam Toomey from The Athletic said, from what we're hearing, right back doesn't appear to be a priority. Players like Dumfries know Reece would start over them, and lower options aren't guaranteed to be a meaningful improvement on the options that Potter already has. Are the other options really worse than Azpilicueta in 2023, though? That's the thing. And I really like Aspie. I hate talking about him like this, but bro, he ain't at that level no more. We need someone that can cover ground faster. Maybe they don't have the experience that an Azpilicueta has, but they wouldn't be getting absolutely dominated on the pitch for 90 minutes either. So I don't know. I'd be very surprised with that, but we are really gambling if we don't bring in a right back, because we're just relying on Reece to be fit for the whole second half of the season. And that isn't really the wisest of things for me. Maybe it wouldn't be as bad, like we're getting knocked out. We got knocked out of the Carabao Cup. We're probably getting knocked out of the FA Cup. Is basically one game a week after January. Maybe we would be a little bit better off at that point, but it's still risky. It's still very risky. So, I don't know. I'm not keen on that. I think we need to bring somebody into that. Matty Cash, you think Aston Villa would let go this early? Maybe it would be worth a shot. Maybe worth a shot. Yes, Lewis, big up, bro. I know everybody's hating Potter, but I feel we need to give him time with his players. Yeah, I agree as well. I've been saying that for ages. Right, there's an actual Reece James track that I've never heard. Fez. Never heard of that. Mad. Maybe I'm getting old. Fucking hell. What else is everyone saying? Yeah, it's cool. We've gone through everything on there. What else do we have? Sources connected with senior players are under the impression that this will be Jorginho's last season with Chelsea. I know a lot of people are going to be gassed about that. Again, we're hearing a lot of different stories on him. I still think we need some experience in the dressing room, but if we let Jorginho go, it's honestly fine. I'm not too fussed about that. There'll be more experienced players that come in. Players will get more experience as they get more game time. We move on. It will be fine. The only thing I do want to say on this is that I've personally given up on top four, but I understand that the team probably hasn't. And they're still going to be pushing with the aim of getting back into the top four race and eventually getting back into the top four. If it gets to a point where it's mathematically impossible and we're nowhere near getting top four, then anybody who is likely to leave or is probably leaving shouldn't be playing. And that's Jorginho included. We need to be looking towards the future. We need to be trying to bed in players that are our future, that will be at the club for a long term. And if Jorginho isn't part of that, bench him. Don't play him. Same thing with N'Golo Kante. If Kante isn't staying, bench him and move on. Aubameyang, if we aren't keeping him above this season, bench him. It's fine. And play players that will be here for the next few years or so. Give them experience, give them a run out. That's the only thing I want to say on that situation. Kante's kind of the same. There's a real chance N'Golo Kante extends, loves it at Chelsea and would prefer to stay at Stamford Bridge. The issue in talks have been over contract length and wages, and Chelsea's new owners do not want to set a precedent of having high earners in their 30s, especially if they aren't playing week in and week out, which certainly by the end of a long-term contract, N'Golo wouldn't be. Kante is apparently prepared to give a little on terms, so there's now a reasonable chance he stays, but that obviously depends on what they mean by give a little. Like, is he willing to take a lower length? Is he willing to take lower wages? Is it a bit of both? It sounds like there's a bit more leeway on his front compared to Jorginho, but he's also asking for more money than Jorginho, so that's also a bit more understandable. Again, if Kante looks to be leaving, then if we get to a position where we can't make top four mathematically, shouldn't be playing anymore and play players that will be here in the future. Same thing with Jorginho. But let me know what you guys are saying. Let me know what you guys are saying. Everyone's celebrating in the comments. I can't be arsed. I said, let him go. Alex barbecue party. That Ferry's got. I thought he was your idol, brother. I thought he was your idol. Amari, I want to see him get more game time. Like, I understand, like, Potter's still looking for top four. He's going to go with more experienced options, but it will get to a point where we might as well just give him a run out. I want to see how he performs against Premier League opposition at the least. Oh yeah, and by the way, the Jorginho stan is saying don't play Jorginho anymore. Shock. You see how I don't let my favourite players cloud my judgment? I said stop playing AC. If you don't want to be here, stop playing Jorginho. If he's not going to be here, it's pointless. There's no point in it. But they won't tell you that. They'll just call me a Jorginho stan. So it's cool. We need to give them... Yeah, they have to start the City game. Have to start the City game. Lewis thinks great. No, I think we're getting top 4. I said at the start of the season under Tuchel we weren't making top 4, let alone under Potter. There is no chance. But I do believe Potter believes they can get top 4. I do believe Chelsea as a team think that they can get top 4 because they have to believe that. Us, though, from the outside looking in, don't believe that for a second. We ain't sniffing top 4. If we even get top 6, we're lucky. But I mean, once it gets to a point where even they can't believe it, start playing the players that are going to be here for the future. Stop playing the players that aren't. Simple as. Fixing the mentality and speed on and off the ball are my first 2 things. That mentality definitely needs a massive fix up. We are take a lead and fall asleep FC. 30-minute FC. It's a load of crap. Jones in full attack mode. Not even him. Just the stands. But hey, the Jorginho stand wants Jorginho to be benched. How about the Havertz and Mount stands have the same tune? Big up Johnny anyway, but I prefer not to speak. Walker Peters would be decent. That's decent. He gives us versatility as well. I think I'd honestly prefer to see us try Broja, Kai, or Datro Fofana next season over Aubameyang. I mean, I still like to see Aubameyang up top, but if Aubameyang isn't going to be here next season or anything like that, and we don't look like we're making top 4, give Datro Fofana a run out. I'll be real, I am finished with Kai up top. I can't be bothered for it. I don't know why people thought it was a decent idea in 22-23, but until I see a run of good games from him and actual impact, I do not want to see it. I don't want to see it. I'd rather see Datro Fofana. Give him a run out and we'll see what he does. Where's the Pulisic and Ziyech World Cup players? If I speak, I'm in... I thought Pulisic was our best forward against Forest. It's not saying a lot, but I still think he was. Hell, Ziyech was probably our second best. So, I don't know. I don't know about that. Carefree, have you cried in your pillow about Roman yet? No. Like, we literally have another owner that is pissing away money at the same rate that Roman did. Why would I be crying about Roman? I don't know. Lewis Kai 0 shot. I can't be bothered. I'm trying to have a good day, bruv. I'm trying to have a good day. Yeah, cool. We're near the... We're at the point where I'm going to send the link out to everybody. Can Chalobah play right back? I think so. I think he's done it a couple times. I want to see either Chalobah bench Koulibaly or bench Azpi against City. It all depends on what you prefer or who you think needs to be benched more. For me, like, I understand Koulibaly's not been good enough, but I think we'd be a bit more defensively solid if we put Chalobah at right back as opposed to having Azpi there. I think Chalobah and Azpi on the right, we still struggle. Chalobah, Koulibaly, we might be a bit more solid. Obviously, Koulibaly still needs to be a lot quicker, a lot better on the ball. But compared to Azpi, I think playing Chalobah at right back needs to be done a lot more personally. Anything else? Yeah, cool. Right, I'm gonna send the link out to everybody now. So yeah, keep hitting the like button, people. Keep hitting the like button. Got nearly 800 of you guys in here. Fucking ridiculous. Big up all you, man. Big up. What did Alex send? Oh, that's what's her name? Chelsea women's coach. Cool. My head is fried, bruv. Right, I'm sending the link out to everyone. So, big up. And yeah, Josh, this time I won't forget. That's my bad. I don't know how I missed you last time. But yeah. There you go. Let's see what everyone's saying. Oh yeah, Justice wanted the link too. There you go, my friend. Big up, brother. We're only going to be live till 5 as well because I'm going to be on the football terrace on the Big Six show there. So I'm going to be live for the next hour and a bit. I think that's everyone. Just on Twitter. Cool. Yeah, I think that's it. Right. Yes, guys. What's everyone saying?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, we're all good. How is everybody? What's everyone saying?
Fantastic.
Good evening.
We don't play
Good
today,
evening.
so I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's Thursday where the depression settings pop up again. No right back potentially in January. Are
Says
we?
who?
I think it was
Simon-
Liam Toomey
Simon
and
Johnson.
The Athletic.
Oh yeah. Well, you can throw that paper and use it as the base to put some kitty litter on top
Any
of
chance
it.
we play
and
European football, I will take it.
Yeah. Again, these journalists have their sources, and if their sources don't know anything, obviously it couldn't be happening, right? So we've only been linked with 5, 6 right back possibilities this January, but we're not looking at any of them apparently. I believe that, and I also have some oceanfront property in Arizona.
Apparently, they're saying like certain players know Reece would start over them, and there's a lack of interest as a result. And lower options aren't guaranteed to be a meaningful improvement on the options Potter already has.
He doesn't have any options.
Hey, Reece isn't even
option does
healthy.
he have?
Reece
Are
isn't
they
even.
all worse than Aspi? Like,
No,
I don't know.
that's what I'm saying.
Reece James isn't even healthy right now. So whoever would come in right now would be playing basically from the jump.
Who plays right back for the under 21s? Chelsea.
I think it's this Abu kid that's coming in. I don't know.
I think it's Dion Rankine is the starting right back. I think for the PL2 team.
I thought it was a winger.
Who knows? I don't really want another academy product trying to start. I mean, have we not been down this road enough? Do we not have enough of them in our first team that play like shit week in, week out? That we have to understand that they aren't worth it.
I don't think we have a choice at right back though.
Man.
Right back is different situation. We need, we're starving right now, right back.
Yeah, go get one.
Yeah, can't
Go get
Badiashile
Molina.
play right back? I thought he can.
Badiashile? No, he's more
Hell.
like left centre back.
He's a left-footed player.
He's left-footed.
There you go, left centre back.
But
What we don't really
I
need.
do. Yeah, I do agree with you that Chalobah should be playing right back in our next game because Aspi's a lot bigger problem than Koulibaly defensively. Aspi was getting turned left and right, and he didn't have the pace to keep up anymore.
Right. I challenge you to go look at Koulibaly's heat map in that game and see how tight he was to Azpilicueta's ass that whole game. Because that if Azpilicueta got beat, you're basically fucked. So, I mean, he was basically playing like right midfielder the entire game based on his heat map because he just Asby for whatever reason was going forward. I don't know whose idea that was to have him be the one going forward with the ball, but I mean,
there's so much holes in the defense.
Yeah,
well, because
it's a huge issue.
That's my biggest gripe about Potter in the last game is in the game before against Bournemouth, we played down the right because you had Reece James, the best right back in the world, who can build up play. He's like a winger going forward. Well, he wasn't there, and you still played down the right-hand side when our best attacking options were down the left. Why would you still do the same thing with Azpilicueta? He's not on the same level as Reece James. So you play down the left to to where your strength is, and you use the offside, the right side, to get into the box, because that's what Sterling's the best at, is finishing in the box. We all know he hasn't dribbled past a player in 6 months. I mean, when was the last time you saw Sterling dribble past a player?
I think he was like 3 out of. I think he was like 3 of 10 on ground duels in that game the other day. It was horrendous trying to go by people.
So you use him as a finisher in the box. You don't use him to build up play, especially if Reece James is not sitting right beside him. That's to me, that's what Potter got the biggest. That's what he got wrong the most, because every time it went down the left, we were more dangerous than the right hand side. So
and one more thing, he had Aspie overlapping, and then Sterling also playing while they were playing in the same position, in the same spaces.
Yeah, it's
well, that was, to me, that was happening all over the pitch with a lot of players. It's like just standing on top of each other, occupying each other's space, like just a complete lack of any knowledge of what they're supposed to be doing on the pitch. It was a disaster.
Yeah, it was.
And I can't believe that one player makes us that bad. Losing one player makes us that bad. But it does show.
I was asking that question yesterday, but
fundamentally, we're just really bad. I think it all comes down to fundamentally.
But doesn't it make us that worse? I mean, losing Conte has made us that much worse. Losing Reece has made us that much worse, has it not?
No, actually, even with what's his name?
Chilwell.
No, for example, if we're gonna get the perspective of the last year when we had 3 midfielders injured, and Reece James, it wasn't like you see what I'm saying. So it wasn't like it was a big difference.
Right. Without Reece James, offensively, we're inept. There's just there's no other way for us to progress the ball forward.
What time should we consider the goal?
I don't know, but you can't, because we can't play through the midfield, because the midfield creates nothing.
Nothing.
There are a bunch of donkeys in there.
Just kick and run.
Here's the most important thing that I learned from the last couple of days. Bowley and Egbali thought that Potter would want a English spine. He doesn't want English players. So the man at least has some intelligence. Potter doesn't want English players, because guess what? They're all freaking mid. That's why England is the Tottenham of international football.
Jeez, you just said that.
He's preaching. He's preaching.
How many English
When's the last
players?
time they won anything?
How many English players start for Brighton?
Hey, weren't you there? You weren't there in 1966 when we beat Germany, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Lewis,
When was the last time Tottenham won a trophy?
Lewis, I think FIFA still
fucking English lad.
investigating that World Cup win. I think FIFA is still trying to look into that World Cup.
What?
That World Cup is fugazi. Yeah, it's fugazi.
What, the World Cup in
Let's talk about the
1966?
1966 World Cup.
Man said
It's still ongoing.
1966, man. Fucking hell. Some of us here are
What
not
kind
even
of
born yet.
conspiracy theory bollocks am I hearing?
I'm sorry,
about?
Chester. I didn't mean to mock you, Chester. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Mock away.
All I'm gonna say is that, guys, I know you guys can complain about the midfield, but it's way beyond that. Though. I can tell you this: player power will strike again. I'm just biting my tongue. Just wait. Just wait.
And I am so 100% with Fatur on that.
Just wait,
Player
guys.
power.
You guys can moan all you
Player
want
power
about
will get
but-
Potter sacked.
Oh
Yes.
no!
Not-
What did you
I don't
say,
think it's a
Wonder
player
Woman?
power. I think
Oh.
I don't think the player power will fire Potter, but I think player power has something to do with our recent performance under him and under Tuchel.
Well,
We
of
got
course,
Tuchel
if
sacked.
the guy,
Hold on.
if the guys, sorry, go ahead.
What I'm trying to say, the player power got Tuchel sacked. This same player power will not get Potter sacked. But what happens under this player power, they still play like under Tuchel at the end of the season. What people don't understand, even in the Premier League, when we are playing in the beginning, when Tuchel first came in, even in the Premier League, our games weren't won, but our performances were still better. You see what I'm saying? People have always said that, yeah, watch Tuchel how we played at the last, since December. Remember that? Everybody keeps showing what.
Happy birthday, by the
Everybody
way.
keeps showing.
Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday, Flowers. Everybody keeps telling how bad was Tuchel in the last 6 months when he was there, right? Everybody keeps saying it. But at the same time, we are bad in the league before that when we won the Championship League. But the problem at that point, it was no player power then. They still perform. They played bad. We didn't win the games under Tuchel in the beginning, but we still played better. There was remember that how many chances Timo Werner missed. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So there was a creating chances. There was some kind of like. That's why a lot of people said that only thing we need is the goal scorer because we created everything. People forget that Tuchel wasn't bad. There was a player specifically at the end of his regime was actual bad. But in the beginning, they were not bad, the same players, because we created for Timo Werner. We created for Havertz. But we did not put him back.
It wasn't.
Tuchel definitely contributed to his downfall.
Okay. My problem with this thing that the player power Fatur is talking about, it's the same players, but the problem is they don't realize he's not gonna get sacked.
Yeah.
But they the ones that cause us actual downfall. We play bad because they play power, but they're not gonna get fired.
But you said he's not going to get sacked.
I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility that he could absolutely get sacked. I don't know where this is coming. I don't know where this is coming from. That he won't get like.
Can I add on to that?
If we get in relegated, yes.
Guys, let us talk.
Can I finish my statement and you guys can have it? If the players on this team who aren't going anywhere, they can't just up and leave. They can't sack a player, right? So if the players on this team continue to be on this team and continue to have no idea what their job is on the pitch, they continue to put in lackluster performances like that, we continue to lose and drop points. You don't think for 1 second that they'll look at the owners will look at this team and say the locker room is gone. Like there's nothing salvageable here. These guys for the rest of this season are not playing for this guy. They don't know how to play for this guy. They've given up. There's players who will go to management and speak about that. I think it's not anywhere near outside the realm of possibility that if results continue like they have been, he's as good as gone. Because these players, as much as you guys don't like them or rate them, Frank Lampard took this group of players to a final, okay? And we know what he is as a coach. So if this continues to happen like it's happening now, they will absolutely move on from him. Maybe not this week or next week, but 3-4 weeks down the road, a month down the road, results haven't changed, the look of the team on the pitch hasn't changed, they will move on from him. They
Josh,
absolutely will.
I can counter that same point and say if they get the same kind of feeling, these players they have an issue, they're coming to us and they're complaining about the manager. Again, the problem must be the players. This is the manager that they've handpicked on their own. And I think this time they're actually going to give the manager the benefit of the doubt. They've invested way more money into this manager. And if they're seeing the same patterns from these players that they see in a previous...
I disagree. They haven't invested anything.
Yeah, I haven't invested anything in Potter yet, really.
Yeah,
6 years a contract, 60 million.
Yeah,
that's 60
that's a lot of money.
That is a security, Alex.
But he might have like a 15 million buyout. You know, we don't know the contract details. There might be a cheaper way. There might be a cheap way out of it for them. Like, doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to pay him all 7 years of that contract. It may be in his contract.
You guys are just.
I think the only way he get fired if we get in threat of relegation. That's it.
Yeah.
If we lose to Fulham after we lose to Man City twice, he might even get fired then. That'd be 3 losses to Fulham, bro. They're above us, like.
That would be
above us.
That would be poetical. Lampard got fired around the same time.
Why you act like we're still under Roman?
Why you act like he's gonna get sacked?
Mocho, they fired this dude 1 week into the season.
Yeah, this is
no.
That wasn't their guy. Why do you guys?
That was Roman and Marina still in charge. Like this is a whole.
Bro, they've given this guy a 6-year deal, bro. Unless we're near the relegation zone, he's not getting sacked.
Again, nobody knows the details of his contract. There could easily be an out clause in that contract that the team can buy him out for less than what they owe him. Teams do that. Places, people do that all the time.
Look,
we don't know.
I don't think there's enough player power to overturn him because of it. There's not enough. Those people asking, who do you think is what's the name? What's his name? Who like? There's no player that actually gonna be the what?
Player that has the power.
Yeah. That has enough power. But people asking which player that actually you think that is the biggest thing. Who's underperforming the most, and who's not only underperforming the most, and another one who's not re-signing a new deal.
I think.
Well, listen, it could be that guys that go to the owners to complain, if they're guys that the ownership are trying to get rid of anyway, hey, maybe that doesn't hold weight to them. Maybe they're like, listen, we're trying to get rid of this fucking Savić guy anyway. Like, but if somebody who's a key part of the team, a Mason Mount, a Reece James, a Thiago Silva, one of these guys who's like not going anywhere, Cucurella, these dudes who like just got there and they're not leaving anytime soon. If they start complaining, well, then you have issues because you're not getting rid of 4 or 5 core players. Like the fringe guys, I can see them, placating them, letting them complain, and then just being like, listen, this guy's out of here in the summer anyway. I don't really care what he says. But if core groups of this team are struggling with the football ideas that we're seeing on the pitch right now, and the results continue to be terrible, to say that they wouldn't sack him, I think is ridiculous.
If Cucurella, basically his son, if Cucurella flips the script, they'll be so harsh on him because that's his player. That's the only guy that he basically knows and made. If Cucurella went to the board, then he'll be in trouble.
You guys think a few players are going to overturn the minds of these owners who have made the decision to hire this guy?
Combined with the position in the table.
Their guy. Potter is their guy.
The majority of these players at Chelsea Football Club, they didn't even get like.
He's not going to go anywhere.
Listen, I think 6 months ago, Todd Bowley and Egbali had no idea who Graham Potter even was. So to say like, oh, he was a hand-picked guy that they've been looking at for months and for half a year, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I think they heard who's a big English up-and-coming name. Oh, this Graham Potter guy. Well, he's got this Brighton team that should be relegated, but they're like 8th or 9th. Like, he's done a pretty good job with them. Like, he took a 2nd division Osterud into the 1st division of the Swedish league or whatever the fuck that was.
Hold on.
They never heard this dude's name 5 months ago.
It doesn't matter, Josh. What we know about the owners is that they are willing to put people in charge.
Yeah, if this was on the wrong one, I can understand who would be.
Yeah, but when they hired Potter, those guys were not in place. Those guys came with Potter.
The point I was about to make is that the only way that they're
stop. There's a reason why Tuchel was put before even Bowie came in. Let's remember, Tuchel was on 18-month contract. The reason why is because there's no guarantee he'll be staying for much longer. But then the new owners comes in. Look what happened. Graham Potter signed for Chelsea, 6-year contract, because they know that whatever happens, they know they want to make a longer term process, because they see what Roman did previously, like they don't want to do that at this football club. So if this was Roman still in charge, then I can understand why it'll be sad.
What were the reports from Tuchel himself before the season started? Yes, I'm working on an extension right now with them. We're working on an extension. Like they were going to extend this guy. They had a falling out over some bullshit, and they let him go. To say like Tuchel wasn't their guy, they were going to extend him 3 or 4 years. Like, what are we talking about? He himself said that.
I don't think Bowley went to Tuchel and said, I have you my plans, I'm going to extend. He didn't make any promises. I don't think that was the case. Maybe Tuchel thought he had an idea of what was going to happen. He was excited because these people talk about how they're into analytics and, all of these numbers stuff, how they want to invest in young players. Maybe they didn't have Tuchel. I don't think Bowley went to Tuchel and said, I want to hire you, I want to extend your contract. I don't think that's the case.
If so, then why Bowley did give Potter a 6-year contract then?
Why did he what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why did he give Potter a 6-year contract then?
I don't think that's what we're talking about.
Because he's the new manager. What are you talking about? Like the extension that they would have given Tuchel would have put him on like a 5 or 6 year deal. Like I mean, it's the same exact thing. Like they were more than willing to extend Tuchel's contract. They had a falling out. Like
I agree. I think they wanted to work with Tuchel because Tuchel is an elite manager, and that's why they kept him in. They wanted to work with him, but they started to work with him.
I don't think it's it.
You don't think?
I think it broke down halfway.
No.
You think they decided long ago that they weren't going to work?
I think they decided long ago.
That's why they spent money.
Well, they wouldn't have. He wouldn't have even been involved in the summer plans.
This narrative. Hold on a second. This narrative that they made the transfer window for what's his name for Tuchel, it's a myth. Because if we really want to talk about it, everybody was laughed at what Tuchel wanted to bring, which was Ake, the Linkwood, and all those kind of players. Are they at the club?
No, just because he doesn't get all his transfer targets doesn't mean that they weren't supporting his transfer targets. How can you explain Aubameyang? He is a Tuchel only.
I understand Aubameyang. Even Lampard got one player from the board for himself.
It's the same with a guy like Jules. Like, if all the reports are believed, Tuchel's the one who said no to Jules Koundé. He said, "I don't want this guy. He's too short. He doesn't fit my system." Like, I think he was heavily involved in the off-season plans. Maybe not to the extent that the ownership wanted, but the only reason Pierre Aubameyang is on this team is because Thomas Tuchel was like, "I'd work with that guy again." There's they didn't go, "Well, who's a fringe Barcelona striker who we could get for 30 million?" No, they just said, "Hey, Tuchel, who would you like as a striker?" "Well, I'd like to work with Aubameyang, and I'd work with Aubameyang."
Josh, I think Aubameyang happened after the Arsenal game. Remember in the friendly, Tuchel was very frustrated, saying how we're not getting players in, we're not doing this. I think just to shut him up, they just say, "All right, we're gonna give you one player. We're gonna give you this."
Let's get it right. Let's get it.
Sterling was earlier in the window.
Yeah,
Sterling got his. Yeah, Sterling got the early in the window. There was still Marina in the conversation at the end. That was the one thing. Sterling definitely Tuchel's thing. Look, it's not about Tuchel. It's not about that. It doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't freaking matter. The only way we go to get rid Potter is leaving. It's if it's gonna be on the relegation zone. That's it. By the way,
anybody have any Advil? Because all y'all's thinking is giving me a headache.
Why Advil is gonna help? Just
you don't take Advil for a headache? I know. Oh my gosh! I think this. I think that. Folks, we need to speak about reality, not what somebody's perspective is, because and we don't need to go back and relitigate what happened in the past because it doesn't mean anything. It's done. It's over with. We're in January. Potter's the coach. He's going to be the coach until the end of the year, unless we drop to like West Ham level,
or on their way.
But that's the truth. They're just not going to bring another manager in and sack him again, because again, you're going to go through a different process, because different managers they might want the same positions, but they're going to want a different profile of player in that position. Like I said,
Jester,
the thought
just
was,
think of this. Just think of this. Who? First of all, my first thing, Tuchel reason. The reason Tuchel stayed for that long as he did, it's because he helped them go through the transition of the club. That's the only reason. Because they knew that if they fired Tuchel from the beginning, Fan will go over up. What I'm trying to say to you is the only reason they gonna get rid of this guy is if he performs on the relegation thing. Plus, 6-year contract, man. They're gonna bring it to themselves. They're gonna if we fire this guy, who the fans are gonna blame? Why we get rid of Tuchel then?
And why are we still talking about this? I was talking about a different freaking subject, and now we're back to talking about a manager who's not here anymore, and somebody thinking about a manager that's going to get fired based on how the old regime would work.
Okay, sticking on the new manager, do you think these owners didn't expect it, or do you think these owners thought everything would be perfect after we signed Potter?
No,
no.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure they braced themselves for some rough periods.
Zero contributions in Christmas dinner preparations, but took a medal.
Realistically speaking,
Hey, Monster, I can tell you you're a goalie, man.
Big up Monster, my guy. Happy New Year, brother.
Hey, At least he didn't come out and say
Why
England is the
Munster
Spurs
is
of international football. But,
hold
you know,
on,
that's close.
Munster is Mike is not have a Twitter space? Why you here?
I can't say that Mike guy is too much, man.
No, Mike is my boy. Mike is my boy. He just goes a little bit.
He's too much.
Yeah, he's too much. But I agree with a lot of what he said.
I agree with a lot of what he's saying.
Hey, Mike,
I agree with a
thank
lot
you
of
for
what
blocking
Mike's
me,
saying.
but I see what you're doing from my better account. But thank you.
Dinishin says, yeah, I missed the super chat, so my bad. Potter has no winning mentality / charisma for Chelsea. The charisma thing I do understand. Winning mentality, I'm not going to say anything when we have
any football manager has a winning mentality. I don't see anyone in football that just don't want to win. That I don't like Potter, but I'm not gonna label him that. No, come on.
You don't have to be screaming top of your lungs to have winning mentality.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
As I can't pronounce your name, bro. Felix to Man United is nearly done. Wants him bad at Chelsea. From what I've heard, all of them are kind of turning away from the deal because of the loan fee. So I don't know where it's come up.
£20 million.
Got closer, but
how much the loan fee for?
8 million and plus salary goes up to £20 million.
No,
for 6
salary
months.
5.3 million.
I mean, the
loan fee is going to be. They want 15, around 15 to 18 million.
If you run the whole thing, it's 20.
Quick question. Why are Chelsea fans so eager to get Felix on a loan? Like, what is he going to do for us for 6 months, realistically speaking?
Because the report is if Felix comes in, Mount leaves. That's all I went for.
Yeah, that's not true.
Mount.
Well, I said per reports. I didn't say it. True.
You're trying to set for someone to go off.
It makes more.
Here's a better question for me. From what you've been watching.
Hey, Monster, keep it PG, man.
From what you've been watching, why would you not want Felix here?
Yeah.
From the shit we've been watching every week, why would you not want him here?
Because Mount and him not playing in the same position. First of all.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Because we're looking if we're looking to the Felix at this place, the only place that he takes space is Sterling, Kai Havertz, in the real world. The way managers play Mount, yes, I agree with you, but that doesn't gonna mean that he will get rid of Mount. All that means is he will put Mount in a different position.
I also wouldn't care if he replaced either one of those guys that you just mentioned.
I understand, but I don't think Felix. This is my opinion, and I really don't think he actually improves Kai Havertz. I don't think
getting Felix at this point. Getting Felix at this point is like adding water to the ocean. Like, he will contribute to nothing. Even if he has a great season and he has individual brilliance, like, we're still not going to get top 4. What's the point?
Yeah, what exactly does Felix?
Adding water
then if we're not going to get top 4, if you don't believe we're going to get top 4, then stop watching Chelsea this year.
I don't understand. What is it? Our priority should be a backup midfield or right back, not Felix.
What you mean by that?
No, because I'm tired of hearing this. We aren't even halfway through the season. You know what? Arsenal could get in a bus accident going to their next game, and half the team can get injured.
Wake up to reality, Chester, bro. We're crap.
But look, you don't know what's going to happen. You can't see the future. So
that's why
you're saying the season's
I know
over
what's
with,
going to happen, Chester.
Then what you doing?
N'Golo Kante is going to come back.
Talk about it.
N'Golo Kante is going to come back, get injured again. Kovacic going to get injured again. Risham's going to get injured.
Okay.
I know exactly what's going to happen. We're still not going to get top 4.
Then why are you on here talking about it? If you know what's going to happen.
Oh my God!
I don't know.
Spoiler alerts.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't think we're making top 4. I don't think we're going
to. It's hard. It's difficult, but there's still. You can win
I don't think I'm watching the football Chelsea only because I think that we're going to do something.
Maybe if we beat City,
that's not the reason I watch football. To be fair,
I'm not saying that's the reason, but I'm not denying how shit we are. Like, I'm not going to be positive.
I understand. I don't think we are. I don't think that's the reason. Like, if we don't get top 4, what's the point of watching Chelsea? I don't think it's correct.
Look, I'm tired of hearing negativity. Like,
no, I never said. I said just Felix.
No, what I'm saying, Felix is not. Yeah, no, Felix is not improvement to Kai Havertz.
Exactly, it's not important.
They don't play the same position, but that's okay.
They do.
But what does
Felix plays on the left hand side?
What does Felix
a wing back actually? So we got a good wing back coming in.
I love that Kune guy.
And I just think like more if you're gonna ask like what does Felix do that like somebody else on our team doesn't do, like I think you got to look at the other way, guy. What are the guys on our team doing right now to improve our team at all? None of them are doing anything. So I'll take a guy. I don't know, to be honest with you, I don't know what Felix would do for our team because he doesn't play for our team. I've never seen him play in the Premier League, never seen him play for Chelsea. I've never seen him play with the teammates that are on the Chelsea roster. But I have seen Mason Mount. I have seen Kai Havertz. I have seen Raheem Sterling. I have seen Jorginho. I have seen Azpilicueta. I have seen these guys play for Chelsea, and they all fucking suck. So I'll take a guy that I don't know what he will do, and maybe it's good versus guys that I've seen do it many times and be terrible at it. So the João Felix thing, I'll take him in a second. If the loan, I obviously don't want to extort it over him.
Look,
but if you can get him for a cheap loan fee, maybe an option to buy, I would calmly and gladly welcome him into this 11 and let him play wherever he wants, to be honest with you. Because
Josh, I agree with you if we will trade them.
At the end of the day, in the offseason, if it works out, they can send them the other way.
At the end of the day, what if we will end up with 2 bumps?
Well, that's the positive about it being a loan, right? So if it's a loan with an option, you can suss that out quick, right? I guess
that's a huge ass loan, man, for over 20 mil loan for 6 months.
The other right back name is also from Atletico Madrid.
Who?
Molina. Molina. So they're pretty high on him as well. And if you bring in 2 Argentinians, they can at least have somebody there that they're familiar with and help each other bet in a lot quicker.
I guess.
And he's good, 24 years old. So
World Cup winner. Can't complain.
I think we're gonna get that Croatian guy.
Well, Atleti are a very difficult team to deal with in the transfer
market. They need big time money. They're
desperate. Yeah.
They're pretty desperate. That's why this Felix thing is happening.
Not as desperate as Barcelona because, like, what I heard.
They gotta lose 200 million in salary. 200, not in play, in salary.
In salary, yeah.
Fucking hell.
I
know where they can start.
Go ahead and get an AC back. Go ahead.
How are you 200 million over in salary when you don't pay the player's salary to begin with? Like, where's that money going?
At this rate, Barcelona have to start like a GoFundMe account or some stuff. Like those brothers are starving.
I would be surprised if I already do.
They do. It's called Spotify subscriptions.
It's called weddings at the Camp Nou.
Buy a piece of the new camp pitch.
They're gonna be selling their pitch grass on eBay, like for 200 per grass. Like.
I mean, they basically have to sell their whole first team.
The funny part is this is how they got those players last summer by saying if you agree to this lower salary, the next season salary is gonna be bump up because we're gonna get those Championship League places and all that stuff. That's how we got Lewandowski. That's how we got all those free players.
It's a pyramid scheme.
Man. It's literally a pyramid scheme.
I know a midfielder we can give them a real good deal on if they would like us if they would like us to take one off their hands for them. We can give them a real good price.
I'd way rather Pedri Young.
We'll take Dembele as well.
Nah, he's injury prone and he's trash.
That's true. It's Chelsea. We can't have him.
Hasn't been injured for a while.
Enzo's medical has been bored,
but definitely
he would at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Enzo's medical.
All of our medicals have been fired.
Mauricio Panini.
So wait, is he? I don't even know.
Is that the Panini guy that I have is that the Panini guy that I order paninis from?
I don't know.
Lunch break Panini.
Lunchburg Paninis.
I don't know who's a source and who isn't nowadays. It's just really long. Big up Strinaf saying, big up the panel and happy new year. Hope we get key players to cement our foundation. Timo has improved since departure. Keep the blue flag flying high. Yeah, it's not hard to do that.
He didn't improve. He plays in the Bundesliga. That's not
where we got Nkuku from, right? Where we got Nkuku from, right, Jesse?
And where we're going to get Guardiola from. You want Guardiola. Which I as well.
I'll jump off. I got to get ready for work anyway.
Didn't we also
I'll
get
Oh,
see
no
you
worries,
soon.
Jesters. It's been good seeing you. Link to Jesters'
Yeah.
channels in the description as well, guys.
Appreciate
Check
you,
it
bro.
out.
Yeah,
Big up, my guy. You already know what it is. Take care.
yeah,
man.
pin
All
it,
right,
man.
later, bro.
Scott, roll
Later,
through, my guy. Roll through. Big up yourself, bro. I did see people bring this up earlier. I think this guy's an Argentinian source saying that Enzo Fernandez is now a Chelsea player. Again, it's just another update on it, but I think the medical.
Even I
still
start
needs to
to
go.
believe
It's the
that
battle of the
freaking
brown
Enzo
envelope,
to
man.
Chelsea.
Let's go.
No,
And
it's,
it
I
takes me
think
a
it's
long
happening.
time.
It's happening.
Welcome to the
It's just a case of people want to get to the official club announcement, and everyone's impatient. But it's gonna happen.
the money.
I mean, the Marzio is pretty straightforward,
is pretty-
legit. And he reported it the other day. It's it'll be fine when you get a here we go from Fab and an Ornstein bomb about. Then you'll know it's done, but it's getting there.
Yep.
It's just a matter of time. Would be nice to have him for the City game, but it is what it is.
No, I don't want him for the City game. I don't want that to be his first game. I don't want him to come into our team, watch that, and be like, "What the fuck have I done?"
Yeah.
I think there's a high possibility we get
Remember,
on
Scott still wants us to
City.
suffer.
He'll
Remember
start
that?
having flashbacks.
This,
Well,
this,
Let him come in. What's the game after the City game? What the 2 City games?
Fulham.
it's Fulham and then City again. I think.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let him come in
Hey,
for the front.
you might have watched that Forest match.
Scott still Scott still wants us to suffer. So why are we asking what Scott wants?
Well, I think there's a serious.
I will not let that shit go. He wants me to suffer.
The way we've been playing, there's a serious chance that City beat the living shit out of us on Thursday.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be so yacked for that game. I'm not watching that shit sober. Fuck that.
Nope.
That's gonna be long. Although it would be the most Chelsea thing in existence to get a draw in that game.
Hello, medication.
Medication.
That's the thing. Like, there is a chance we get something out of that game because there's like no pressure on us. Like, there's like no pressure on us getting anything out of that game.
Haaland's gonna score double hat tricks. He's
By the way,
responsible for
Lewis, I'd send you a DM yesterday or two this morning.
What, the one about Emma Hayes?
Yeah. Remember what I've been told and I was left about. I wanted Emma Hayes manager before Lampard. Can you please play that video with the sound if it's possible?
Depends where the video's from, because I might get copyright. I'm sure a lot of people
it was posted on
I'm sure
TikTok.
a lot of people have seen it anyway.
I said a video that I saw, because I saw the same video. I don't know if it was by retweeted by the same account that Alex saw, but it was from TikTok, so I don't know.
Yeah, it was from TikTok.
Was that the one where she's like, "This is Chelsea Football Club"?
Yeah, it's like, "This is Chelsea fucking football club" or something like that. Like, either I'm paraphrasing here. But like, either step up or I'll replace you. Effectively, is what was.
Oh no, she did not use nice words.
No. Like, I can't remember. I can't remember the exact words.
The F word.
She used F word. But I'm talking like literally the last sentence is something like. I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember it all, but it was like either step up or like improve or I replace you. Yeah, or I'm replacing you.
Yeah.
No.
Yo, Lewis, you got a TikTok account.
I'll replace you.
She
says I'll replace you.
Yeah,
what she didn't say? She didn't say the girls gave it all.
No,
she didn't say F off, Alex. She said
she said step up or I'll replace you. Like, I don't know.
She used the F
word. Oh, no.
Girls,
she said,
wouldn't the girls gave it all be more inspiring?
Hold on a second. No, she didn't say that. What she said is, this is fucking Chelsea club.
Yeah,
either step
and then
up
afterwards.
or get off.
No, she didn't say get off. She said I'll replace you.
I'll replace or whatever. Same shit. But she did say F thing.
Yeah, for it earlier.
She said, "This is fucking Chelsea Football Club. Either step up or I'll replace you."
I genuinely think Sam Kerr is a better footballer than Kai Havertz. I'm not even taking a piss.
Whoa.
I think Emma Hayes. I remember if anybody remember Nick Blue.
Yeah. the old guy.
Yeah, the old guy that has the voice of a 55 years old smoker.
He's actually very old.
Yeah, I know this old, but I'm saying like when I first said it, this is one of the first time I actually went on Lewis, and I said it that I want Emma Hayes as a Chelsea manager before Lampard because there was a transfer ban at the time, and the people that in it, I don't think they like what's the name? They didn't want to play for the manager. Like they're a bunch of old players that did not want to perform. They, how you say it, they were comfortable. and I thought this is the manager, knows what Chelsea Football Club is and how good she is tactically, actually. So I still think she should be man coach.
Hey, go ahead, man. That's too far.
Yeah, Emma Hayes is going to be a quality manager. I just don't know if the problem is I don't know if she's ever going to want to come into managing the men's a men's team, and also I just know how depending on what men's team she goes to and depending on the situation, you can tell there's just going to be some players that are just going to not take her seriously.
I think Emma Hayes is a Pep. I think Emma Hayes is a Pep Guardiola
of the women
management.
Yeah.
In the women's division.
Yeah.
Scott, you say that, but most of these players over the years, the way they treated our managers, literally with player power. Could you imagine if a woman was the manager of Chelsea Football Club?
I literally just said that, bro. That's what I'm saying. They're not going to respect her.
Bro,
and that's
these
why.
guys are kind of.
They're not going to respect.
No. Scott, I think it's opposite because how young this team is trying to be. They're a bunch of millennials. The way Kai say it, it's a bunch of Frappuccino, Pinini players we have right now. So they will fit right in, and she will be the tough one.
They're not going to listen to her. There will come a point where they turn on her like they turn on everyone else. If they're not going to respect other managers, if they're going to turn around and not respect other managers who, I'm trying to find the right wording for this, in a kind of bigoted worldview are quote unquote bigger than her in their eyes, they're not going to listen to her, even though she is far better a manager than a lot of male managers
that we have right now, actually.
You just know how it's going to be. You know how it's going to be because that's just the way that some people think and some people are. It's the same way that female referees and female linesmen and female coaches.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
It's the same way they get treated. It's the same.
No, you have to go there, Scott.
They got treated just fine at the World Cup.
No. Yeah,
that's what I saw.
The only thing it is when people saying they should get the same money. That's when I split.
Yeah, like when the WNBA loses $12 million a year and they want revenue share, and it's like, okay, well, you all owe $80,000 a year first, and then you can get your split.
That's a good one.
The best female officiating.
That's what I put. I think officiating is nothing has to do with the gender because rules are the rules. Doesn't matter who tells you that.
That's not true.
There's a lot of technology involved as well now. They do
with VAR,
got semi-offside rules.
They don't have. No, I'm talking about the rules as the game, not rules for the male-female games.
Call it. Yeah, but I think what you said, it takes the technologies in the game to take away some of the scrutiny of a female, if a female official missed an offsides or something because she wasn't there where she needed to be. There's VAR and offsides technology to help her out with that, Or same with the men, but. Still, it takes some of the scrutiny off the call.
Once a referee makes a call, you have to listen to. A manager, you have to work with them every day, so you have more closeness. You have to respect them. You have to give them respect and benefit of the doubt. Referees,
and also, I think if we had more female referees, I think there'll be less bias in the game because they're not as into it as men. Most of these referees who are males, bro, they literally have teams that they support. So if we had more female referees, I think they will be less biased towards.
Based on what though?
Well, you just said what it's based on.
No, so you're based on the fact that they're not into football as much.
No, they are. They know the game.
I think he's saying they're not as fanatic about certain as football teams as.
How do you know that? Maybe because there's plenty of females.
You don't think there's bias when it comes to male referees?
I don't think.
This is the thing, and this is why. Again, this is why that they you'll get people who will we get people in our fan base and other fan bases, whatever in football, that will be racist to their own players, fam. You ain't thinking that people are going to be sexist and this, that, and the other to nah.
Let's
that's every Spanish team. That's every Spanish team.
You're stepping on a line. Let's not go any further.
Look, I just want to bring Galip thing because I think it's funny, and I'll translate it for you. He said Emma Hayes is going to be like the school teacher, will bring everybody's players' parents and give them the notes to take home and practice on stuff. And make sure when you come back, you fucking do it better. She's gonna do your homework. That cracks me up, man. Give him homework. Can you imagine? Give what's his name? Mount homework.
He needs it.
I know.
Mount, like I would post today, but I got so much homework to do.
He's the guy that's gonna say, "I'm sorry, my dog ate my homework."
I haven't seen it. I mean, she was really, really buddy with Thomas. I haven't seen a single picture of her with Graham. She hasn't said anything about Graham or done a picture with him or anything.
She actually said that she's upset that Thomas had to leave. She said that.
Yeah, her and Thomas are actually close.
Yeah, really close.
Good boys.
They share a thing called elite winning mentalities.
She's gonna live. You know how teachers you can like go stay grade extra because you're that dumb student. Galip said she will leave Mount in the same grade for the second year.
Well, Alex, you always mention school. You know, like you always mention school or university or college.
Because he's so dumb, she's gonna keep him in the same grade for cheating.
Oh, man. I'll take her, bro. Fuck. If we lose against City, Fulham, and whoever after that, I'll take whoever, man. I want Chris Hiddink, bro. He's on Australia chilling.
Wait, I see our next win.
Chris Hidding's gonna fix the mess.
I'm not sure if this is a thing in football, but are there like written exams for footballers? Like, you know how there's like one for boxers?
Arteta made them do little writings and all that.
But I think that will help them. We need players like Mount to like, bro. These guys are so brain dead in the final third. Like, we need them to like understand like when to pass the ball. Like,
well, you have to be able to actually even create a single chance to be brain dead. I think like didn't create even a single chance in the final. Not even just in the final third. In the entire.
This guy's
entirety of the game.
I didn't watch the game, so I kind of caught that, and it wasn't in the highlights that I watched. So I caught this afterwards. I saw a video yesterday of him trying to play a through ball that was like so far away from Sterling, and then tried to blame Sterling for the fact he didn't make the run.
Yeah, I remember that.
Are you that fucking stupid? He honestly, he's genuine. He's the stupidest footballer we have in this team. He's genuinely the stupidest footballer we have.
Playing the most important role.
And then he does that hair thing that pisses me off.
Oh no, it happens to Jorginho. Like I saw the ones happen to Jorginho. That's fair enough. But Mount does this all the time.
This guy does that little hair flick. He's actually that good.
Dumbest motherfucker. He's the dumbest motherfucker we have in this team.
Well, he's got a hair advertisement and hair cream.
What I don't
like
about Mount is whenever things aren't going well, and he like gets frustrated, he starts fighting opponents, players. I'm like, raise your game. Why are you getting distracted looking for something else to run away from? He doesn't work on his game. That's what pisses me off the most.
Look, if you remember what I said about the game, that previous game, not the one that we lost, that we actually won. I think Josh remembers. Remember one thing that I said about the review when we won? I said, you know what's interesting? If Kai Havertz and Mount don't play together, ball like they don't try to find each other on the field, they actually play good. But that game, those two again tried to find each other.
Well, they were on top of each other all goddamn game. It's like Mount. At certain points, Havertz was like deeper than Mount. I'm like, you're the center forward, dude. Like, and Mount, why aren't you going to get the fucking ball? Like, Scott's right. He's our fucking dumbest player, but he plays like arguably the most important role to facilitate an offense.
That happened before in a game. I can't remember what game it was, but there was a game where I think we either drew or lost, and the like average positions came out and like the pass map. You can see came out after the game,
heat map.
And it was when we played a three at the back, under Potter. There was a point which based on the average positions that came out of like that map, Mount was our furthest forward player. I'm like, what? How is it like? What is our like number 8 effectively or number 10 doing as the furthest like?
Yeah,
I know this gets banged on about a lot, and like people are probably sick of hearing it, but there's a reason we keep saying it. This guy is literally Bruno. Bruno does the same shit where he's the furthest forward player forward for United.
But Bruno can finish though better than Mount.
I know, but that's
they're
not
both terrible now, man.
How stupid do you have to be to not realize where you're meant to be positioned?
Where you're meant to be.
Why are you so far up the pitch? Like, why are you so far up the pitch ahead of everyone?
How did you become a professional footballer? I want to know how you became a professional footballer. How did this guy pass the test?
Look, I think no. There's not a question about Mando Professor. Come on, let's not.
He's very professional.
Jokes aside, he's probably the guy that does work most of it on the training ground and everything. But the problem is, and I've been saying it and I'm banging it for years. There's too big of a gap between a midfield and a forward line.
Thank you very much.
It's too big of a gap. And you cannot suppress that gap by only playing the wings. The wingers do not supposed to drop deep to receive the ball in the midfield.
Yeah.
If you playing them as a wingers or inside forwards or or wing backs.
Yeah.
You see, remember that new creativity Tuchel did that he played the Reece James and Aspilicueta more? That's not by default of the thing. That's because our midfield is so dumb when it gets to the final third.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I love content, but he's a dummy at the end of the midfield. Same as Kovacic. He's good progressing the ball, but he's a dummy. And out of two of those, nobody will prefer to pass it first choice over run it the first choice. And that's my problem. I want midfielders to prefer the first thing to pass, not run with the ball.
Yeah, I've got an example for you. In the last game, Pulisic, I know he had a terrible game, but there's time.
I don't think he had a terrible game.
He didn't have a terrible game.
Well, he's cutting, and he need to lay off the ball because he need a runner from midfield to run to the edge of the box to lay off the ball.
And nobody's there.
No one is there. And then what he has to do, he has to dribble again, and then we come no, Pulisic is dribbling too much. But there is no one. We used to have players that run deep. The last run from deep to the edge of the box. Like what Lampard or we used to think Mount was like that because he's a number 8. But he's I don't know what he's doing.
Well, Rodrigo, what you're describing is someone who doesn't know how to play that position. Like Pulisic, the reason he has to dribble back across the middle of the field is because whoever's that 10, which in this case is Mount, who's supposed to be coming over to him to link up play, to get the ball, turn it. It's nowhere to be found. At one point, I'm looking and I'm like, are we playing with 2 strikers? Because Mount and Havertz were like right next to each other, like a second striker.
But actually occupies the same space. That's my problem with Mount and Kai Havertz. I think if we separated the bromance, I think there will be a better outcome out of this game.
And the thing
that's what I noticed the game before when we won.
With that as well, though, you can make it work where there's 2 strikers like a 4-4-2, and you can still make it work with what Alex said, where the gap isn't that big between the forward line and the midfield, because one of the strikers can drop in and you play almost like a 4-4-1-1, which is fine because Havertz can do that. But then your striker is then Mount, who can't finish or hold the ball up or find anyone else when they want to make a run in off him. So your then striker is useless. So you're playing with 10 men.
It's
not just one of them have to go, man. One of them have to go.
Which is why I prefer.
They both have to go. They both have to go.
No. It's not just that. It's not just that. Not only are they not good making pass in the final third, they're so selfish. I'm not sure if you guys remember the game against Liverpool, the 2-2 when Tuchel was there. As much as I hate this guy Lukaku, at that time, this guy was one of the most informed strikers in Europe. He was wide open.
I remember that.
He was wide open in the 6-yard box. Havertz didn't pass it. Again, we get another opportunity in the attack. Mason Mount, he shoots. Lukaku's wide open again. These guys, we need more selfless players. These guys are playing for the stats. They're literally stat merchants.
It was 1-1 draw. I remember that. Away from home.
Even the FA Cup final. Even the FA Cup final, man. I can't believe they didn't score like.
Well, Scott, like I agree with you, Scott. I think they both probably should go, but in this current team, I would prefer Havertz be the guy playing in that role.
Exactly.
Because I think he's more versatile. And Mount is a better finisher than Mount. And then it gives you a chance to play an actual 9. Like Aubameyang, say whatever you want about him. He should have finished that ball at the end of that game. It's a absolutely beautiful ball by Ziyech. He should be burying that. But he is an actual 9. So if you play Havertz and behind him, it allows Havertz to play more of that free-flowing midfield role. He's a better passer than Mount. He's a better shooter than Mount. And it allows you to actually have a 9 on there to make runs and things like that. Like Havertz, for as much as he says I like playing the 9, he really doesn't, because he drops so deep all the fucking time. Like he just
again, Josh, you can play him and Aubameyang 9 and just tell Kai, you drop. You're the one who drops to pick the ball up. When
That's what I'm saying.
you go.
I prefer Havertz to be that guy and not Mount.
You go
everyone's Mount out first.
He has to be the one that drops. Then it works. But this is the thing: I just want to say on the Mount point, you're right, OG, about the FA Cup final or the one where he missed the 2 chances. Do you know why he's like that? Do you know why this problem with Mount is? Someone's mentioned it. He plays like it's 100 miles an hour. He plays like the ball's on fire. Like he plays like it's hot potato or something, and he needs to get rid of it within like 3 seconds. He doesn't stop.
He is taking Lampard links way too serious.
No, you know what
every time he gets the ball, he's thinking Lampard.
Exactly. That's exactly what I think. What I think his problem is.
I can tell all he's done in terms of Lampard is just watch his goal comps, because if you notice, all he does is shoot the ball from like outside the box and make those deep runs. He makes those deep runs that Lampard used to make and shoot the ball outside the box. I can guarantee you he's never watched any of Lampard's passing. He's never watched any of Lampard's hold-up play or link play. He's never watched any of that. He's seen his goals and nothing else.
Lampard, he first of all, if he's in the midfield, he will always look for the pass. Only he thinks for the finish, it's when he's in a box. He thinks of the pass. Watch even Championship League semi-final against Barcelona. He was looking it's so important to watch those games, how those goats used to play, because when Lampard got that ball before because he had to go around that ball, if you remember, and chip it and pass it through to Ramirez. He had to go around. He was looking at the position of Ramirez when he's moving that before he passed it, and he passed it. He knew where Ramirez is going to be by thinking by predicting what it does. Even if you have problem, not only if you have problem. We signed Sterling, and I admitted the Sterling. I never liked Sterling before, but one thing I did like about Sterling, and he proved me wrong, that he actually can be playing a different position with not only he's a football. I think I judged the character before I judged the player. On Sterling, I did not his attitude, but the thing with Sterling, under Tuchel, he proved me wrong that he doesn't mind to play of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can work hard and he can play for the team. And that was the biggest thing for me that to take from Sterling. The biggest thing we did, what we're doing now, it's not put him in the same position. If you don't understand what I'm saying, just look how he played well.
Take care, Josh. Big up.
Yeah, big up later.
And if you don't think Kai Havertz is not good enough in that position, put him in that position beside Aubameyang, or vice versa. Put Havertz forward and Sterling. Sterling actually knows how to play false 9.
Yeah, look at the Leicester game. Leicester at home. That's his best game.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, if Kai Havertz, the problem with Kai Havertz, when he drops deep, he doesn't look if he should drop deep, because he doesn't know that at the same time Sterling could be dropping deep on the other side of the field. You know what I'm saying? To get the ball. This is my problem with Kai Havertz. He does not realize that if he does drops up, he needs to make sure that the center forward is there. Mount is not a center forward under any circumstances. Kai Havertz should be dropping deep only if Sterling is there or Aubameyang is there, or Pulisic, because he's the other one that actually play false 9, not Mount.
I know this is comparing trash to garbage, but I genuinely think that we should have kept Timo Werner and sold Kai Havertz. Like what this guy did for the attack off the ball.
Exactly.
He had so many different movements. Timo Werner he never stopped running. This guy because he wasn't ball dominant, he allowed other players to do what they wanted. Kai Havertz, this guy doesn't do anything.
Playing with Timo is like playing with 10 men, because every single thing he did good was off the ball. As soon as he got on the ball, he was terrible. He would lose it, or he would shoot.
Yeah, but you can't.
I think it's the problem what we have. We have a speedy players on the wings, but we don't have midfield forward. It's the best thing for Timo Werner to go back and play with the midfield than play the way he plays. We literally had the same problem with before. We don't have midfield. Tuchel, I understood what Tuchel wanted to play. I understood why Tuchel said that he does not think that the midfield is a problem at the moment. Because the way in Tuchel's head, he thinks We can progress with slow Genio in the back, slowly to
Man
the
said
top.
slow Genio, you know.
That's a good one.
Look, with him, he can slowly get to the position where they can press outside the box. Even with him, in Tuchel's eyes, he said, I need individual brilliant players up top to finish those and create those. You see what I'm saying? I think that's the reason I think he did not want midfielder at that point, because he had what he had. He probably thought that we were gonna need it eventually because he did not trust Jorginho no matter what people saying. I don't think he didn't trust him at the specific things, but I don't think Timo Werner, Lukaku actually works with those kind of things because they're not good with the attacking against the wall. So for him, Timo Werner was never gonna work because we're not fast enough on attacking wise for Timo Werner to be exploded. Same as Lukaku. We're not fast enough going forward for Lukaku to progress. That's the problem.
Yeah, they're
the minute that we're realizing that, the minute we're gonna play better.
Right, just let me go through a few of these super chats. Dinishan says if Conte yells at Potter, he will smile and hug him. You never know. Could give him a little left hook or something. You never know. Awesome says our forward play in tight spaces is terrible. All of them either terrified or simply not capable of making that tight pass in the final third. Either that or I'd add overplaying into it as well. It's just poor decision making all around, but I do agree with that point as well. Final third, we need a lot of work. We need a lot of work.
We need the creative. We need the players that good in transition in midfield, but also good in the final third. Unless we play two deep midfielders, what I'm okay with that? Play two midfielders that holding. They don't have to be creative in the final third. But that last midfielder, if we play 4-3-3, one of the midfielders
has to be.
Look, one of those midfielders, if we play in 4-3-3, it has to be magnificent in passing.
Yeah.
Okay, Werner wasn't magnificent passing, but he had more composure and IQ than Mount. Let's be honest.
Hold on a second. You just said that Timo Werner was a forward?
No. I said he's not. He wasn't he wasn't a good passer. But the reason why Timo Werner had so many assists for us.
We're talking about the midfielder. Why are you bringing up Timo Werner?
He has nothing to do with it.
This guy's
I was originally talking about Werner. I'm saying that. Huh?
Are you Kazi?
Who's Kazi?
Who's Kazi?
Crazy.
What are you on about?
No, he's not Kazi.
Is he not?
No, I'm not Kazi. No, look, Werner was trash, but like I would have kept him over Havertz. There's no movement up top. There's nothing going on. There's zero thing. Like
anyone notice when Havertz there's an air ball and Havertz he doesn't jump for it anymore. He just tries to like bump the defender off the ball and it's a foul every
It's
time.
Annoying me so
Oh my
much,
goodness.
yo.
I am like, why? What are you doing, Kai? You know it's going to be a foul. Why don't you challenge for the ball? He never wants to jump in the air.
You know who does that the same thing? You know who does that same thing?
On our team or on another team?
On our team.
Oh, I don't know.
His twin fucking brother does that. His twin brother Mason Mount does that.
At least I will give it to him because he's not as tall as him. But Kai is 6'3".
Oh no, I'm not talking about what he does. What he does, he goes too aggressive, and Blunt Mount does that the worst out of all of them. Not airball.
Gallagher, oh my!
Gallagher will foul. Gallagher will foul for no reason, man.
Even in that game.
Oh man, Gallagher will do it.
He's rash. He's the most.
Apparently, there's a report that Chelsea might get a second midfielder in January. Could be Kone.
Hey, I wish we had a list of just give me one midfielder and one right back. Just give me a right back.
Yeah, the right back. The right back is more important than the second midfielder right now.
So where's the news coming from that we're not going to sign a right back?
Newspaper.
From Athletic.
Must say newspaper. Well, I can get newspaper for about 10 pence.
I thought we were in for sure for right back from Atletico Madrid.
Hey Lewis, why are you going quiet, man? What's going on?
I'm not sending a message. Just do your thing.
I know he's chirps in his goal, man. Leave him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but listen, I see Havertz trying to do strength here because he must be thinking, "Oh, this is how Drogba done it." He probably watched some old video. He doesn't do it properly. He pushes too hard. and the other players, defenders, just fall over him in a purposeful way, and it's always a foul. 9 out of 10. At least Mount, sometimes he wins a penalty that way. He bumps into someone, and then the ref gives the penalty toward for him.
If Havertz
He's
is
the
gonna,
I don't think Mason Mount ever won a penalty for Chelsea.
The one against AC Milan.
That's
Remember
what
that
he
one?
does.
And then for England, he won similar one like that as well.
oh yeah, AC Milan against Tomori.
Yeah, Tomori, old boy.
That's all I remember. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Did he win?
And then the England one, he done it for England World Cup.
We missed Clash.
Oh yeah, I mean he didn't have to do anything.
I miss Klasrev. Don't mean we're gonna see him. Alex says, "Can we get a midfielder like Odegaard?" I mean, I wish, but depends on who comes in. But I have to see on that one. Artem again says, if Enzo comes, hopefully he has the same impact as Bruno had on Newcastle when he came last January. That would be unreal if he would. And I believe he could have a similar impact, but we do also have a lot of other areas we need to strengthen too. In last we have to get a right back. Playing with Aspie is playing with 10. I agree.
It's funny that people think if Enzo's coming, he's gonna bench. What's his name?
J5.
Slow He's not benching Slow. He's gonna play right beside him.
Yeah, no more Jennifer. Yeah, you no more Jennifer. So Jorginho from now on.
It's all mad. But yeah, guys, we do have to wrap up the stream anyway. I've got to get ready for the football terrace. But big up everybody. We'll be live tomorrow with new updates. Like, subscribe, up the Chelsea, all.